Rappers with the longest prison sentences. It'll be interesting to note that in recent times, rappers and prison cells have grown to become the best of friends and practically inseparable. Most times, these rappers end up in prison as a result of their wild and unruly behaviors, which come up as a result of their newly acquired fame, as well as a host of other reasons. Literally almost every rapper raps about how they spent time in prison and how it changes their personalities, behaviors, and actions. In this video, we'll be looking at various rappers who have served the longest sentences in prison and why they were convicted.
Watch me bleed and think that I would vanish. Now I got you niggas in the bind.
2 Chainz. Jail time, 1 year. To begin with, we'll be looking at Georgia-born rapper Takashi Epps, otherwise known as 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz got signed to Def Jam Recordings in 2012, and since then, he has achieved massive success and has made a name for himself in the music industry. His prison career began when he was in high school at age 15, where he was arrested for abusing marijuana and a felony for cocaine possession. This came as no surprise due to the fact that his father was also in and out of jail back in the day when 2 Chainz was younger. This affected him strongly and caused him to take his own several trips to the prison. 2 Chainz had another run-in with the law when he was arrested while on board a departing flight at LAX for possession of a controlled substance after TSA agents found that his bag contained marijuana and promethazine on June 11, 2013. He was then charged with felony narcotics possession. Later that day, he was released after posing a $10,000 bond. That was not the first time the rapper got arrested for drug possession. In early 2013, he was arrested in Maryland for marijuana possession, and in the summer that same year, his tour bus was pulled over by the police for having faulty taillights and obstruction of justice. He was convicted and spent a year in prison with a $1,000 fine. Takashi 6ix9ine. Jail time, 2 years. When you saw the title of this video, you expected this guy. Don't lie! Takashi 6ix9ine obviously cannot be omitted from this list, not by any shred of the imagination. His music has been marked by an aggressive style of rapping, while his controversial public persona is characterized by his distinctive rainbow-colored hair, extensive tattoos, public feuds with fellow celebrities, and legal issues, to mention a few. Takashi 6ix9ine is also allegedly rumored to be part of a notorious gang named Trey 9 Gangsters. The men are being indicted on charges related to racketeering, weapon possession, and conspiracy to commit murder. 6ix9ine was quickly made a person of interest in these charges, and he was apprehended alongside 5 other men on November 18, 2018, following a 5-year joint investigation by the Department of Homeland Security, DHS. The New York Police Department, NYPD, and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF. Upon his arrest, 6ix9ine was denied bail, and he initially pleaded not guilty to all charges. He later changed his plea to guilty after agreeing to a deal with law enforcement on February 1, 2019. The guilty plea resulted in 6ix9ine admitting his guilt and testifying against his co-defendants, as well as full cooperation and an insistence to commit no further crimes in exchange for reduced prison time. On December 18, 2019, 6ix9ine was sentenced to 2 years in prison, avoiding a potential minimum sentence of 47 years. 6ix9ine was originally set to be released on November 18, 2020, although like his attorney Lance Lazaro claimed, 6ix9ine will be released ahead of schedule. His new release date was set for August 2, 2020, although reports surfaced saying he may be released as early as July 31, 2020. However, in April 2020, a federal judge in Manhattan ordered early release for his 2-year sentence because his asthma makes him particularly vulnerable to the global pandemic. Bobby Shmurda, jail time 4 years and counting. Aquil Jean Pollard, born on the 4th of August, 1994, known professionally as Bobby Shmurda, is an American rapper who has enjoyed his fair share of commercial success and international recognition. He signed a deal with Epic Records after his track Hot peaked at number 6 on the US Billboard Hot 100 in 2014.
And we keep the millies on my block.
On On June 3, 2014, Shmurda was arrested and charged with felony criminal possession of a weapon. Police claimed they saw him flashing the gun in an apartment, and when they went in to investigate, he tried to hide it in a couch. He was set free on a $10,000 bail. On December 17, 2014, police arrested Shmurda and 14 others, including his brother Javis and his fellow GS9 label mate Rowdy Rebel. Police charged Shmurda with conspiracy to commit murder, reckless endangerment, and drug and gun possession. The charges against the others included murder, attempted murder, assault, and drug dealing. Shmurda pleaded guilty and was held on a $2 million bail. Police said they had been investigating the gang for murder and shooting indiscriminately at crowds in public places long before Shmurda rose to fame. Police said Shmurda was the driving force in a gang also known as GS9 or Gun Squad, which was also the name of his record label. They dealt crack and waged deadly battles with rival gangs for territory. He faced a 7-year sentence, which was eventually reduced to 5. Although, after receiving credit for 2 years, he is set to be released early from prison in December 2020. Kodak Black, 5 years. Another rapper with a long prison sentence is Bill K. Capri, better known by his stage name Kodak Black. He is an American rapper, singer, and songwriter.
I be pulling out scraps when he fuck niggas. I go young and May on these dumb bitches. Like a dyke, man, you niggas can't fuck with me.
He's also noted for his numerous legal issues. In October 2015, he was arrested in Pompano Beach and charged with robbery, battery, false imprisonment of a child, and possession of cannabis. In April 2016, Kodak Black was arrested again in Hallandale Beach, Florida, and charged with possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, possession of marijuana, and fleeing from officers. The following month in May 2016, he was arrested yet again in Broward County, Florida, and was charged with armed robbery and false imprisonment. He was detained in custody. In September 2016, Kodak Black pleaded no contest to 2 misdemeanor drug charges and was sentenced to 4 months in jail. He was credited for time spent in custody awaiting trial and was required to serve just 120 days. He was also suspended from driving for 1 year. While Kodak doesn't have one of the longest sentences in one stretch, his frequent visits to the Glass House make him worthy of mention. On May 4, 2017, he was sentenced for violating his house arrest to 364 days in the Broward County Jail, with the possibility of an early release if he completes a life skills course. He was released on June 5, 2017. It was reported by TMZ on November 13, 2019 that Kodak Black had taken a plea bargain and had been sentenced to 46 months in prison. A drastically shorter sentence than the 96 months that the courts had been considering, as the rapper had been involved in a fight while incarcerated that involved injury to a prison guard. Meek Mill, jail time, 2 years, plus 4 years, plus 7 years of probation. Many people are not aware of the fact that Meek Mill spent time in jail before his rise to stardom.
Rolls Royce Ray, put your bitch up in the stars like she in the airline.
In this category of rappers we have mentioned, Meek Mill has spent the longest time in prison. Meek was first arrested in 2007 when he was 19 and still known as Robert Williams for drug charges. A year and a half later, the court convicted him of 7 charges relating to guns and drugs. Meek was then sentenced to 11.5 months to 23 months in county prison, plus 7 years of probation. He violated his probation order multiple times and was sentenced to 2 to 4 years in state prison. However, since he's come out, he's been doing pretty well. We just hope that he stays that way. Which of these artists do you think has the ability to sort their life in order and stay out of the hands of the law? Do tell us down in the comments section below. Also, if it's your first time here, please like the video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on the bell notification so you get notified when we drop a new video. Thank you very much for watching.